everyone. So this is my third YouTube video, and I just want to say thank you to everyone who has commented or told me in person how these have really helped them and how they're very proud of me for doing this. But it's all to the glory of God. So I've been really studying up on different things that I should be speaking to you about, and I was studying Luke 18, and that was about the parable of the persistent widow. And basically that story is just saying how we should be persistent after God and not persistent of these worldly things, because these worldly things won't bring us happiness eternally. God can only bring us eternal happiness and peace and love and joy and kindness and all of these attributes, because these worldly things only are temporary. They aren't eternal. So I'm just going to give you a brief summary of that parable. It teaches the necessity of patience, persistence, and preserving prayer. Both parables depict a person granting a request because of his selfish motives. Both parables conclude that God will not fail us, as friends often do. Friends often fail us so many times because they talk behind our backs, they lie to us, they laugh at us, they say rude comments to us, to our faces, but God will never do that. God loves us unconditionally, and He never fail us at any point in time because He loves us so much. So if we're persistent in prayer and in honoring God, then God will bless us in a great and mighty way. And when God answers our prayers, everything will overflow more than we could ever have imagined, which is so amazing because God sees our hearts and our minds, and when He sees that we're honoring Him, He will just make everything overflow. And I just think that's so cool. I said that we should be persistent after God and not persist after these worldly things, like I said, because these worldly things won't be eternal. They're only temporary, and God is eternal and everlasting, and it's just persist after Him and His word. My main topic of this video, probably, this past weekend I went to the ramp, and it's in Hamilton, Alabama, and I went with a whole bunch of women that are older than I am, but they are very wise in their ways and words of the Lord. So I learned a lot from them. But one night I was just basking in the presence of God, and I just stood still listening to God, and I was like, God, this generation has so many problems, and so many kids and young adults are lost. They don't know what they're doing with their lives. They are just following the ways of this world, and what the world is telling them is good, and what this world is telling them will bring them happiness, and that is not true. So I just sat there crying out to God. I was like, God, help me to be a witness and to be a light to those who are in complete and utter darkness and who cannot see a light at all, because they need to see the light of Jesus. They will be so much happier rather than being in complete darkness where they can't see a light at all. And I was just seeking after God. I was like, God, send me to where the darkest places are, so I can be a light to those who are just not persisting after you, because they're persisting after these worldly things such as drugs, sex, alcohol, boys, or if a boy, a girl. And if they're doing those things, then that's not happiness. That's happiness temporarily. But the joy of the Lord is forever and ever, because the joy of the Lord is our strength. And He wants to see us happy, honoring Him, not honoring drugs, sex, alcohol, all of these things, because that's not what He wants. He wants us to be happy in His word, because He wants to see us digging more into this and not digging more into the worldly things. So that weekend, I just every night, and I still am praying every day to now, just for God to send me somewhere, or to send me someone or a group of people that are in total darkness. And I love the mission field, and I would love to spend a while in Guatemala because I love Guatemala. But there are mission opportunities in the United States. There are mission opportunities in Indiana alone. There are mission opportunities in Kokomo. There are mission opportunities in Greentown, Tipton, Rushville. There are so many mission opportunities to reach out to those who are lost. But everyone thinks that, oh, a mission, then that means going across the ocean or going across the seas to spread the word to people who are worshiping another god. Yes, that is awesome. I would love to do that in my future. But there are also mission opportunities here in our local community. People who are just in total darkness, who probably once in their lives loved the Lord and honored God, but something happened and they just totally refuse to go back to loving God and serving God because of something that happened in their past. So we just need to be the light, and we just need to go out and share the gospel, because so many people are just crying out to God for Him to love them. And God loves everyone. We just need to bring them into the knowledge to know who God is, and that He loves them, and that He will never leave them nor forsake them. So I just pray that you will search for people who you know that are maybe really needing to know who God is more. And I just pray that you will dig into the Word more. And I really recommend reading Luke 18, or just all of Luke, about persisting, and just keep seeking God and His ways and His will. So I hope you all have a great night.